So there are some serious conversations that are going to need to take place around the dinner table this Thanksgiving. Listen, y'all, I wasn't even planning on coming on live today until I read an article that required me to do so. If you haven't read the Forbes article, you should. And I will try to find a way. Maybe I could get it and put it in the chat. But at the end of the day, the end of the day, it's not a laughing matter, but over 600,000 Black women lost their jobs since February. 600,000. I want y'all to just try to visualize 600,000 people, but we're going to get into the details because I had to break down this article nice and simple so you don't have to. Listen, God's timing is the right timing. It- Now is the time right before you go to meet with your friends and family this holiday weekend. Plan how you're going to have real conversations with them. Because guess what? This is not getting better, y'all. You could try to brainwash yourself to think that it is, but it's not going to get better. And so tonight we're going to talk about that article, what the report is showing, but I want you to be really clear that these are the numbers that are published, which absolutely means they're not accurate and that they're worse than what I'm going to share with you. And let me see if I can quickly get that article. If I can, I'll put it in the chat right now. But yeah, 600,000 Black women have lost their jobs since, oh, I found it. Hold on a second. Since February. And this article just came out yesterday. So hence why I am on live today, because if I see something, I am going to say something. This is less about holidays and more about us as a community needing to focus on the right thing and not being sidetracked by anything else. Like, I am so serious about this conversation tonight that I just really want us to pay attention to what is going on. Listen, oh, let me put my gems in the back, child. Y'all know I like my little gems flowing, and then I'll say hi to y'all. Then I will say hi. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely insane. There we go. Because Kim is here to drop some gems, and I want y'all to share these gems throughout your network, your friends, your families, anyone that you know. Like have a job, don't have a job. Anyone that you know, I want you to share this information. Okay, let me see if I can pull up. I'm not going to read the article, but I am going to share the breakdown of the article. And let's just get into it. Oh, but first, let me say hi to my peoples. I'm sorry. I see some names here and I'm just being rude. Um, oh, you were here early, Miss Artelia. Hey, Christine. How are you, sweetie? Good to see you in the building. Moderator, the best moderator on any side of YouTube. Hey, Siobhan Moriel, good to see you back. And like I said, I'll say hi to you, Joyce, but yeah, we're not focusing on holidays. We're focusing on staying ready so we don't end up in the streets. How about that? So let's go ahead. Let me see if I could share this article. And then, like I said, I am going to, oh, shoot. These daggone advertisements. Oh, shoot. I signed in from my Chrome and it's not recognizing me, but I'm just going to show you the headlines and then you could sign on your own. But basically let me see, is the date here? Yes. Yesterday, November 22nd. If you go to Forbes, you can probably just search the commentary section and the title is "The Exit Economy is Here. Black women are paying the highest price. Let me read that one more time. The exit economy is here. Black women are paying the highest price. And when we go over these numbers, you will see. No lies detected. We are paying the absolute highest price. So let me just pull up my notes because these numbers are staggering, y'all. Staggering. Is that even a word? But it is staggering. And we don't worry. We get the information. We knew this was coming. For those of you who have been part of the Gym Nation for a minute, you knew it was coming. We talked about this since November of 2024. Here we are a full year plus later, and everything, almost everything. I hear they're like 60 something, 70% through that document, the 2025 document, and they are not letting up. But let's just talk about it. Nearly 600,000 Black women have been economically sidelined since February. And we're going to break down that 600,000 number. 297,000 official job loss. Now, again, these are published numbers. And we know there's some shenanigans happening with these job report numbers. And I guess why this article just recently came out as well is because of the latest job reports. But again, these are the published numbers. So add some tax to that, add something onto that. 297,000 jobs lost, 223,000 unemployed, period, and 75,000 simply pushed out of the labor force entirely. What does that mean? That means while other people's, how do you say it? Other people, employment rate is going down or staying stagnant, ours is rising dramatically. Remember, the last report we got a couple months ago, that number was a drastic increase. Between February and September, unemployment for Black women is 7.5%, more than 2 points above the full employment standard. So if you take the median of all people, we are 2 points plus above that standard. But if you look at the real number for Black women unemployment, oh my gosh, it's staggering. The real unemployment rate for Black women is 10.23%. And that takes into account those who were forced out during, 2020 and beyond, the panorama. So Black women have a 10.23% unemployment rate. Understanding, and they clearly understand, that Black women tend to be the most educated female of all, the demographics. And also, they serve as the breadwinners of their family, unlike many demographics, right? So that means the whole family becomes in shambles, right? When we lose our jobs. I think I have an image that I want to share with you. There's an image, a screenshot that I took earlier. And this kind of puts it into perspective. So this is a chart. There we go. Unemployment rate comparison by demographic. Black women, 7.5% unemployment rate is a 2.1 change since February 2025. February 2025. Not February 2024. In less than, let's average 11 months, the unemployment rate for our demographic. Now we're going to compare it, and you can look at the screen and see what I'm talking about. Every other demographic is pretty stable, slight fluctuation. Ours numbers are drastic. So white women, minimal change. Remember what the median is 5%, right? White women, 3.5%. Hispanic women, moderate fluctuation, 5.5%. Asian women, 3.2%. Black men, 6.1%. White men, 3.3%, half of Black men, less than half of Black women. Hispanic men, 4.8%. Asian men, 2.9%. Overall women, 4.2%. But Black women, 7.5%, y'all. Overall men, 4.0%. But Black men, 6.1%. Whereas white men falls under the national average. Like this is I'm sorry, the national average is 4.1%. I'm sorry, but the full employment, so the federal standard of full employment, which is their benchmark, is 5%. Everyone else is minimal change, moderate fluctuation, stable, slight increase, declining, stable, stable, slight increase, declining, relatively stable. Black women, out of here. Numbers are out of here. Listen, like I said, we should not be surprised. We should not be shocked. We should be prepared. We should be taking advantage of this time while we can to have these conversations with those in our families that may be, listen, they may be suffering in silence. So while y'all out, at the plate, at the spades game table or the Monopoly table, and somebody's acting a little extra, don't get into the fight, don't get into the argument. Ask them why. Ask them why. There are some serious changes that are happening, and we're going to get more into the details of those changes. I ain't done. I am not done. Let's get into, oh my gosh. So we talked about the real unemployment. And when I said the number was 10.23% for the real unemployment, there was still 341,000 Black women who were missing from the labor force since the panorama, right? Let's put that in a little bit bigger context. With all of the numbers that I just recited, Black women are losing $9.2 billion from the United States gross domestic product this year due to forced labor exits alone. And I'm going to break down what that means after I get through all of the bullets. But that number is literally bigger than a lot of countries. That $9.2 billion that we have been taken out of is staggering. Also, we know what's happening. The gender employment gap has widened. Men gained 621 jobs. 621,000 jobs, while Black women lost 300,000. Have these serious conversations, check on your peoples, plan a strategy, because this is not getting better anytime soon. But oh my gosh, for those of you who saw either the webinar or the conversation, the live I did yesterday, just like Warren Buffett says about investing, the risk lies in not knowing. So that's why I was like, I'm coming on this Sunday. I'm coming on this Sunday. I'm doing another webinar on tomorrow night because some people were, unfortunately, the time that I was available yesterday was 9 a.m. So I'm going to do a 9 p.m. tomorrow. And then I had to take the replay down. So they're not able to even see the replay. But anybody who wants to join the webinar, and I'm going to get more into what that's about in a second, but the link is in the description. But listen, I'm going to do my part. I know people are getting ready for the holidays. Listen, I believe in you. If you are blessed to have a job, taking off time, spending it with loved ones and family, I truly do. But while we are, like I said, spending that time together, you gotta have some real conversations, and if it's you that's suffering, tell your peoples. Tell someone. Don't suffer in silence, y'all. This article and, oh, I'm gonna get through the rest of the bullets because I don't want y'all to be here all night. I don't want y'all to be here all night. I want y'all to go about your business, but I do want y'all to know what's really happening. So, let's get back to the numbers. Oh, goodness. Wow, 600, and this is general numbers. This isn't Black women specifically, it's women generally. 673,000 women are missing from the job force, while 879,000 men entered the job force since February. Since February alone. Ain't that something? And then also, um, let me get back. The gender gap in payment is also widening, right? Um, the employment gap has widened, and the pay gap has widened as well, and especially as it relates to Black women. So, what we are noticing, the only gains for Black women as it relates to the job market includes the lowest paying sectors in the healthcare, food services, and social assistance areas. But are losing and have lost their high paying government jobs in finance and different type of professional services with security, with some type of future security, either through retirement, what, and the benefits and all of that. But they are gaining, and when I say they, I mean we, as a Black woman, we are gaining in the low paying. So you remember the talk about Black jobs? They taking all the Black jobs. Oh, y'all thought that man was out of his mind. Y'all thought that was a oopsie. Y'all need to pay attention because he gonna tell it. He gonna tell it, and it's up to us to see it and act on it. Um, I'll get to that in a second. Black women's Black women's average income ratio to white men has also drastically decreased. So right now, Black women earn 66 cents to a dollar compared to white men. But that number has been plummeting for the past 2 years. It used to be over 70. The last time I was required to go to a corporate job, it was in the 70s. I think it was like 75, 77 cents to a dollar. Now it's 66 cents. While white women have also seen their numbers compared to white men go down, but they're at 71 cents. So Black women are at 66 cents to a dollar compared to white men. White women are 71 cents to a dollar compared to white men. Listen, y'all, I want us to, again, just really understand that this is not even the tip of the iceberg. And only those that know, those that then act, y'all know, be about that action. I got to bring back that video again in honor of our 1 year out anniversary. But those that are willing to be about that action, and when I say, I mean, really commit to being about that action, because there are opportunities that still exist. And even if you have a job today and you think it's secure, I don't want to put anything negative out there. I'm just going to, you know, facts can change feelings. Feelings can never change facts, right? But I do want to be sensitive because I know I'm speaking to the general public. Listen, y'all, I didn't even introduce myself. This article had me such in a tizzy. I was like, what time is it? What time can I get on? Well, I got some other things I need to do. Should be doing my laundry right now. But instead, I'm like, you know what? I need to talk to my peoples because these numbers, what men lie, women lie, numbers don't, even though some of these numbers are a little bit untruthful because they, are not telling the whole truth. I believe that number is much higher than that 10.23%. I believe the number is much higher than the 7%. And so, anyway, I just want to be sensitive. This is absolutely something that is affecting more of us than we are willing to talk about. And I really want us to be part of the reasons why I do like community stuff is because I want people to be okay and have some place um, that they feel seen, not judged. That's why I shut down anything that has to do with people and religion, right? That's not what this is for. God bless you. I went to church today. Listen, I believe in God. I pray, as often as my mind reminds me to, right? But at the same time, I'm not judging anybody based on what holidays they, celebrate, what they call God, what they call their God, Allah, whatever. Not that's not happening over here. So that's mainly one of the reasons why I have this, community because I want people to not suffer in silence. I do want to also share this screenshot. Let's go and get into it. Because this kind of puts it in clear perspective. Oh, I didn't put the link in. I'm sorry. Did I not put the link in for the Forbes article? I'm put Fortune. I said Fortune. Did I say Forbes? I did say Forbes, right? Why did I think it was Forbes? Give me a second. Let me get my mind together. I thought it for some reason I thought it. Here it is right now. Oops. So it's coming through now. That's a link to the article. But here's a visual breakdown of unemployment amongst demographics, and it goes from lowest to highest. I just want you to go to the highest. I just want you to go to the bottom of the screen with the exclamation point. I didn't create this. This was created. Black women. Well, we could, look at the chart. Y'all could take a screenshot, but this is all in that article too. So this is just the breakdown of it. And I don't have to call them out again, but you'll see visually, because a lot of times when people talk numbers, and I'm one of those people, it just makes a lot more sense when you look at it visually. And I still didn't introduce myself. If you're new here, quick introduction. What's up, y'all? I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems. And on this channel, we talk all things wellness, travel, and money, honey, from a Black woman's perspective, from a cultural point of view, all with the goal and intention to empower us, to definitely make us aware of what is happening. Because, like the great Warren Buffett says, the risk is not knowing. And when you know, it's up to you if you're going to act or if you're going to put your head in the sand and do nothing. If you just going to put your head in the sand and do nothing, y'all not my peoples. Y'all don't even have to follow me. Because that's not what this channel is about. This is about the action and encouraging others to do action. Okay, so let's go ahead and did I finish talking about the biggest changes? Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. So when I mentioned that Black women are losing $9.2 billion from the GDP, Some of y'all may be like, "What the heck that mean? What Kim talking about?" Kim, shut up. What that mean? That we losing? Yes, we're losing, and um, I just want to explain what that means. So, okay, here we go. I have to, separate my notes. But the total economic value that Black women would have contributed to the United States economy had they not been forced out is $9.2 billion. But because they were forced out of the workforce, they no longer have, and when I say they, please know I'm being inclusive in that as a white, oh Lord Jesus, as a non-white, as a Black woman, I am being inclusive. Oh, that was a Freudian slip. Anyway, so $9.2 billion has been removed from our domestic buying spending power just by losing the 75,000 jobs that Black women were forced out of since February, and also the jobs that people are still on like hiatus, because there's some people that's like furloughed, not necessarily fired yet, but that income is not being generated. So each one of these women would have earned a salary, they would have spent money on different types of goods and services and contributed to the economic activity. So again, when I come to y'all and I talk about, making money in the stock market by trading, trust and believe there's a blueprint, right? Not a blueprint. There's some gems that if you are someone who understands the market, understands how this is going to impact the market, you once again have a upper hand than someone that doesn't. You have the opportunity to listen, this is happening. Nothing we gonna do about it today, tomorrow, next month, right? So know where you can have impact, especially when it comes to your fiscal, freedoms and opportunities, and the stock market based on these numbers. And when I'm talking about the GDP and the fact that Black women are being completely um, hardest hit when it comes to being able to spend, then you need to know, where do we normally spend that are not, necessities? What companies have the highest concentration of our dollars, right? Listen, we see what happened with Target, right? So there's a whole lot of science, and I'm using that term loosely, behind the market. And another reason why I'm going so hard to try to get these master classes and these opportunities to y'all, um, this year, starting this year, because they moving fast, we need to move fast too. So our absence from the workforce means billions of dollars in wages never earned and never spent in the economy, right? So think about it. I'm trying to A, B, C, D, E, F, G it, right? So let's just say this country went from having 50% of our citizens are parents. And let's just say 50% are parents to children in junior high school, middle school, elementary school, blah, blah, blah. And then one year, within 11 months, that number went from 50% to 30% or 20%. There are certain companies that are going to be drastically affected by that decrease. And you could just think of, listen, toy companies, cereal companies, snack companies, clothing companies, like there are certain categories that are going to be affected. And and then there's certain categories that are going to spike because of that same reason. And it's up to us to know the difference, what the difference is, where those companies are. And so when we talk about being able to really generate solid returns by or solid income by trading stocks in the market, not options, but stocks, all of this goes into that when you find companies that can generate that type of income, right? And then you put the technical analysis on top of that. And again, this is what they know. Remember, only 84% just a couple years ago of the wealthiest Americans were invested in the market. This was all shh, 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 but when you know, your money grows. How about that? Lost tax revenue. We ain't talking about that. Lost productivity. Um, and this all goes into the market. Where are these jobs affecting? Like, where is the lost productivity most? Um, like, what industry? That's what I'm trying to say is being most hampered by the loss of productivity from this huge, you know, job force, the huge numbers of Black women that have been forced out. Because it means work's not getting done in those areas. It means that production is going to stall in certain areas. It means that economic output will decrease in certain areas. And again, it's not like they're just, you know, the jobs that Black women had, all of them are not just going to these white men that are gaining these jobs. So it's just really understanding the multiplier effect, which is also going to affect small businesses, right? Is going to affect local business when it comes to shopping, is going to, because they're going to, see less revenue. It's going to affect Black businesses, right? Um, because as I mentioned, Black women tend to be the breadwinners. It's going to have a disproportionate impact on Black owned restaurants versus, that we tend to support more than others, than the bigger brand restaurants, right? Um, so $9.2 billion is roughly the equivalent of a small country. And I believe I had a country and I can't think of it right now, and I'm not going to look it up right now. But it's literally like removing entire economic output of a region from their national economy. So I don't know what city has $9.2 billion as their GDP. If you were taking a city or a state in the US and you remove that, that's kind of like what's happening with Black women. Um, Forced labor. For those of you who may have a question about forced labor, it means that these women did not choose to leave. They were pushed out through either layoffs, downsizing, discrimination, or hostile work environments, lack of opportunities or advancements, or, um, you know, sometimes you have to leave. Let's just say you were someone who was doing work from anywhere or out of office, and you're also taking care of family. Now you're being demanded that you now have to work from office in office 4 to 5 days a week. That can no longer work because either you're taking care of an elderly parent or you're taking care of younger children or anything in between. Now you have to leave. But these are forced out, involuntary exits, period, exclamation point. So um the sad thing is, and what they're going to find out, they done effed around, and they're going to find out that it's just not going to, these numbers, the impact of us losing jobs at the rate that we are and not being able to contribute to the economy, it's going to weaken the entire economy. So that's why I want us to truly stay ready so we don't have to get ready. Now, I've been singing this song since, what was it? November of last year. So imagine if you would have taken advantage. Let's just say at the top of the year, January, and started to either get your finances in order, start generating additional streams of income, you could have been stacking up. Andrea and I started the design your 5+ figure income now. And we did this back in June. If you would have been, and the whole strategy is to do it fast. Like it does not. Anyway, I don't want to get into that right now. Actually, I'm going to cover that during the webinar on both. I'm doing one tomorrow. Excuse me. What days am I doing the webinar? I don't even remember. I'm doing one tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, and then I'm going to do one on Tuesday at 12 noon. That's what it is. So the one, I believe the link, it should have had both of them, but I just pulled it up. It only has the one for tomorrow. So tomorrow, if you're interested in joining the webinar where I'm going to go back over the high probability trading only masterclass where you can learn how to generate income from simply trading stocks, and it's less risky. And I could show that slide for people who didn't see the slide. It's so much less risky than trading options, especially when you focus on high probability trading strategies, right? But I'm also going to talk about the other areas where you can, if you need to. And I want to do this because if you are at the table talking to someone who needs this type of assistance, please tell them. Please share it with them. Like, you don't know who you can help by having a conversation for someone who may be, even if you're not interested in this, right? There may be someone who needs this. And so I'm like, okay, I got time. I'm going to do a Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time webinar. I also wanted to come on tonight because, and I think that's probably it's in the chat. I'm going to just put this link because some people are still pondering the trading course, the high probability trading masterclass. The early bird special ends tonight at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow it goes to standard rate. So again, y'all can't say I didn't remind you, right? And it's still, the standard rate is still such a discount. 8 weeks of straight strategy, like pure strategy that I can vouch for the past 5 years, and I showed the receipts yesterday. So I'm not going to go through that again today, but I am also going to put the link to sign up for the webinar if you want to know more. The good thing is yesterday was a good day. We are halfway, and maybe more than that, but we are halfway complete with signups. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry. Let me put the webinar. That's what I wanted to do. Where's the webinar link? Okay. Oh, you know what? And I don't know if that link that I just put for the Stripe, I think that was wrong. But it's in the description. So let me put the link for Stripe back in to pay if you're interested in getting the okay, so that's to get in with the early bird discount. And then I think I put in, let me delete. Can I delete? I'm going to delete that one so nobody is confused, because I think I put the standard rate link in there too. But I also want y'all to have the, if you're interested in, exactly what it is, I'm going to do another webinar tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. And then I just put that link in there. So at the end of the day, this is not a game, y'all. This is not a game. To say that since February 2025, that nearly 600,000 Black women have been economically sidelined through layoffs and downsizing, Even me saying it is absolutely bonkers, right? Like I said, I knew it was coming. I just didn't know at the speed of which it was coming. And when I listened to some of the most scholarly educators in Black history, Black studies, they all are baffled, right, about the speed of which he was able to just bulldoze his way through this project. And waiting for traditional employment strategies from now on is not a strategy at all. What you gonna do when they come for you, right? Do you have something that you can say, listen, okay, this can get me over. I got the skill. And that's the beautiful thing about about trading. It's just a skill. It's a skill that no one can take away. So even after the 8 weeks are over, you'll still be in community, but you will have forever learned this skill that you will end up perfecting as the time goes by. And there's nothing that anyone can say or do or to take it away from you. And also the same with the Decode Your Talent, Design Your Five-Figure Income. I have had such success stories from people I know personally. I've had personal friends affected by, um, you know, certain situations. Not all were job layoffs. It could have been a divorce. It could have been other things, right? Health situations. You don't need a GoFundMe. Most times. I'm not going to say anyone doesn't. Let me be sensitive. But a lot of times you just need to be about that action. There is no reason that most people, and I'll just speak for the people I know and come across, can't make it. I'm not going to call it easy, but can't make 10K a month. And I mean, even in hard times. Like when I say hard times, meaning, if the economy's down, the inflation's up, all of that. And I've seen it time and time again. I've helped people time and time again. So I know it's doable. It's just people don't be about that action. And that's what it comes down to. Let me see if there's any questions. And let me just finish with saying, if you're not willing to bet on yourself, no one else will be. And people see that, right? People can tell. People can tell. And so I really want to just drill that home. And let me just send. That was actually Andrea sending a message. I just need to um there we go. So yeah, and so I just want you, no excuses, get it done, whatever done looks like for you, but just don't let what's happening just happen to you. Please don't. Please prepare, right? And so again, when we talk about trad ways that you can start with the generating income, I already talked about the high probability stock trading. You can start a service-based business and monetize whatever type of talents you have. So if you are good at whatever, you can coach someone. You can organize, right? Like you and I showed this great example during our Decode Your Talent, Design Your Five-Figure Income. This sister, she is getting paid hand over fist now because she loves to help people who hoard, right? Or I don't know what the term is because I think hoarding has something to do with mental and all of that. But she loves to clean and organize. This woman has contracts with the city. She has personal contracts. She loves what she does. She's making money hand over fist. And that is such a low cost startup. You need a broom. You need some garbage bags. You need a hazmat suit. You need a mask, and some cleaning stuff. Like brilliant. Oh my good. I think if you go onto her social media, it's like conscious cleaning or something like that. Compassionate cleaning. That's what it is. You can also do something. Listen, anyone that is not selling a digital product, even if it's just to take care of your cell phone bill at the end of the month, money that you don't have to pay, what you doing? What you doing? The AIs can make you have a product up in 20 minutes for sale. Like you can have your first sale 25 minutes after AI done created it for you. Like, come on, let's take this seriously. And you can freelance your expertise, whatever that is. So if you are somebody who, you're good at math, tutor. There's a whole lot of online students, like, they don't even go to school, but the ones that do go to school, oh my gosh. And then there's so many other ways. You could check the description for additional ways, but if you understand the decode your talent, design your 5+ figure income, then you lean into what comes naturally for you. I am a rock under there's 4 categories that we usually fall into. We have a little bit of, like, we could be on the cusp of something else, but most people fall into one category with a sprinkle of something else, right? So I am a rock, the rock, with a shot or two of empath. Everything I do, everything I have been doing since I started really this channel spells that out plain and simple. Anyone can see that. It makes sense that I lean into coaching. It makes sense that I lean into certain things that are going to be empowering to others to help people, but using what I do and know naturally, i.e., the stock market, i.e., generating multiple revenue streams, 5+ figure revenue streams, not just for me, but for other people. And so I really want us to, now everybody's not a rock, but you can be even more successful if you are an empath, because people gravitate to empaths, right? I may be a little, for people who like, hot tea with a little sugar cube, I may be that Crown Royale, right? I may be something that may be just a little too strong for them. And I'm fine with that too, because everything's not for everybody. But you being that beautiful cup of green tea tend to attract more people because of your gentle, empathetic nature, right? And so again, the webinars are going to seriously talk about or break down the decode your talent and design your 5+ figure income. And it's also going to um, break down the high probability trading only masterclass, so that when you walk away, now I did do a live yesterday, so you can check that live out. If you can't make the webinar, let me put the link for that live in the chat. You can come back and watch that. And I just wanted to come on tonight. 2 reasons. One, because I saw, read through that article today and was like, say what now? Not only are we being stripped from the labor force, we are $9.2 billion in deficit as it relates to contributing economically to this country. If y'all don't understand what that means or what it can mean, if y'all are not prepared, ask ChatGPT. How about that? Because, or, and tell them to be serious. Tell them to be serious and not to, you know, sugarcoat anything. And ciao, you will know. So let me see what y'all are saying. Oh, some more people came in the building. Good to see you. Hey, Casper. Good to see you. Oh, is this are you, this is, I think, maybe one of the signups from yesterday, I think. If this is because I think you sent me an email too. But I responded. So I think I said hi to Christine. Yeah, Shalonda, welcome. Christine says, I was on the phone with your ex yesterday telling him to get his head out of the sand and get prepared. Lord, the man don't even have a passport. Listen, he ain't the only one. He ain't, it's a lot of us, unfortunately. The majority of Black people don't have passports. How about that? Kim, where are you getting these stats from? I need to come correct, receipts and all, in order to have this conversation with your family. Okay, I just sent it. And I did say Forbes. I'm sorry, it was Fortune. And then I put the link in. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Question: is this a beginner level webinar? That is all a language I don't understand, but wish I did. I think you're talking about the stocks. Because I think you had asked about this before. So it's all created for with beginners in mind, right? And that's why we are not even going to talk about options trading. We're only talking about stocks and trading shares. It is it only seems complicated because you don't understand it, right? And you probably, and I think that's what you were referring to. Um, just like with anything, right? I mean, the basic things seem scary until you understood them. And let me just try to think of a quick example. Um, I don't want to go back to when we were a kid, but as an adult, um, I don't know, whatever your career is or wherever you ended up working, it seemed scary until you started working there. The internet seemed scary in 1995, but here we are in 2025 and wouldn't know what to do without it, most of us, right? The same with everything that you did not like. I guess the only way I could say it is the fear is so crippling, and for us as a people, it has done a hold on us instead of us walking through the fear and facing the fear and realizing that it's all in our head. What's the saying? False evidence appearing real. Like, that's the acronym for fear. That is so true. That is absolutely the truth. And until we can learn to embrace things that we don't understand and we don't know so that we can grow, that's the only way you're going to grow. That's the only way you're going to grow, is by doing things that seem foreign and may seem a little scary. But I can tell you this, and you can even look at my old videos about investing, basics of investing in the stock market. And some of the people are, that ask questions, many of them were super beginners. Many of them are now millionaires because they literally took the time to understand, made the right action. They took action, they executed, and now they went from not knowing what was in their stock market not, I mean, stocks not doing anything, 401ks not doing anything. They weren't investing, for their children's education. I will just say, don't let fear stop you. Let's see. You can tell the article really upset me, and rightfully so. We should be unnerved. This is disgusting. Yeah, and it upset me more because I know Thanksgiving is coming and we're not going to have these conversations. Luckily, I'm one of those people with my friend circle. I'm going to have these conversations. You may not want to have it, but we gonna have it. Like, you good? Like, does the job, indicated any possible anything? We're gonna have these conversations because I'm not gonna be the one. Yeah, I'm not gonna be the one. Oh shoot, I have to. Um, let me send her. Okay. And I have to jump off on this call. So we are actually, Andrea and I are meeting to, finalize the curriculum's finalized, but the actual orientation for anyone who signs up for the high probability trading only masterclass is Sunday, a week from today. And you'll get an email. Everyone who signed up this weekend, there's a bonus. An email went out this evening, so most of y'all got it. There's a bonus, a valuable bonus. You will be so thankful for this bonus because it will take away from the work that you have to do. Okay, perfect. She sent the Zoom. Okay. All right. So again, I wanted to come on. Y'all could check out that article. Y'all could be about that action. Y'all can join the webinar on tomorrow at 9 p.m. There will be another one on Tuesday at 12. So if you don't see that now, I'll post it in the post late tonight on YouTube. I'll have a link for that on the YouTube post, community post. So anyway, again, have those conversations. Um, make sure you're not, make sure you are not just burying your head in the sand. And know that you too can generate income with or without a job, no matter of these job losses. Don't let that get you stuck. It may be disheartening to know that you were pushed aside, cast aside, all of that. But don't stay down long. Get it together. Get it together. They want you to fall victim to the stress, the anxiety, and all of that. We are bigger than that. We're better than that as a people. So let's just act like it. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead. I will be back on the webinar tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. But do know that the cost for the course goes up at 11:59 tonight, the trading course. So you can still join tomorrow. It's still a bargain. Trust, and I talk about the valuation I was given, but I can't do that to y'all yet. But yeah, anyway, I hope to see y'all in the webinar. Take care. Have a good night and get that money, y'all. Get that money and talk to your people and make sure they're getting the money. Take care. Bye.